Good morning, sunshine, or afternoon, evening, night, depending on what time you're watching this. I am Lakia Mack, your investy bestie, and today I'm doing things a little bit different. But before I do, let me shout out B's Custom Tees, okay? Y'all know that's where I go to for all my t-shirts and whatnot, but they do more than t-shirts. You see this? Do you see how thick this sweater is? This hoodie, whatever. Do you see? Do you see? Warm and comfy, baby. Warm and comfy. Now, y'all know your girl love a good Macon property for my investors. Today, I'm going to give you 2 zip codes, not in Macon, that have high cap rates right now. Everyone is talking about how slow the real estate market is, but they're looking at it through the lens of a homeowner. But for my investy besties, baby, 2026 is a strategy market, okay? So now while the headlines all focus on Atlanta supply shock, we're not even gonna get started on my headache that I have going on in the city of Atlanta. The subject at hand, we're gonna focus on smart money moves, okay? And I got my notes here like I always do. I always say it, I'm not an influencer. I love watching a good influencer, but that ain't me, and y'all know it. Y'all been here long enough, y'all know that's not me. So I got my notes. I don't pretend like I know everything. I do research, and I gotta keep my notes because this information now may not be the same information in 6 months from now. Back to the subject at hand. Now, people focus on the city of Atlanta, but smart money is moving into secondary hubs, baby. You don't have to be in Atlanta. And I normally would talk about Macon because Macon is still a good place. We're doing 2 other places today, okay? Today I'm breaking down why these zip codes, y'all want me to give them to you now? Should I give them to you now? These 2 zip codes have cap rates of 7% plus. Right now. The first one, 30906. Y'all know what that is. That's Augusta, Georgia. And 31907. That is Columbus. Now, if you take it way back to a few months ago, I mentioned Columbus was a good place to look into. Here we are today in 2026, and it's one of the... My bad. I had a call from a listing agent for a property that I'm negotiating on. That's neither here nor there. So part of that video was cut out. Anyway, I was saying Columbus, Georgia, now, like that's a great hub for my investy besties, okay? So starting with 30906, Augusta, Georgia. Now, this isn't just about the masters. Although the masters, when it comes to the masters, bring a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Money. That's not what I want to say. I can't. It brings a lot of money into the city. I mean, that's the bottom line. We can try to clean it up and make it sound professional, but y'all, how professional? I'm professional. But how professional am I? Okay. I come to you as my investy bestie, so I don't even have to do all that extra stuff. Now, 30906, it's not just about the masters. The cyber command growth and the medical district are creating a permanent tenant class that isn't affected by national interest rate noise. Y'all hear that? This is what I wrote. The cyber command growth and the medical district are creating a permanent tenant class that isn't affected by a national interest rate noise. So let me just tell y'all a little bit about the medical district in Augusta, Georgia. So it's considered a premier. Why did I say premier like that? Nobody will ever know. It's considered a premier regional healthcare hub, and it's anchored by the Medical College of Georgia at Augusta University. And I can tell y'all just from my own personal research, not even related to real estate, that they're doing some great things down in Augusta. They have great clinics, great clinical trials, great, like they're trying to step their game up. And this is not me trying to sell you on investing there. Not this part. The video as a whole, I'm trying to, explain something. But for this part, medically speaking, Augusta, they coming up. You know, they're doing some great things. Now, some key components. You have WellStar MCG Health, formerly AU Health. That was the agent again. But anyway, you have the VA hospital, you have the Medical College of Georgia, and then you have specialty services. So that's kind of like what I was talking about, like with the clinical trials and stuff. So they have advanced cancer treatment facilities. They have a top tier burn center. Sorry guys, I should have put my do not disturb on. Whatever, moving on. They're doing a lot of things to help with this. I lost my train of thought. The medical hub in Augusta is really stepping up their game. Another thing that Augusta has going for itself is that they have a cyber command. They have cyber command growth out there. So you have the U.S. Cyber Command, which is headquartered at Fort Gordon. Well, it's Fort Eisenhower now, I believe. It used to be Fort Gordon. What my notes say. It serves as a central hub for Army cyber operations. So this is like a $1.5 billion facility, or close to $1.5 billion, like billion with the B, baby. That in it. I told y'all in, was it the last video that I posted? Maybe the video before that. I told y'all before, go where the infrastructure is going, right? Follow that. Don't wait until it's grown. Go where it's. Get there when you see stuff like this. I have an investment property in Augusta, and the goal was to fix and flip. We ended up having to hold it, and I think we're gonna hold it a little bit longer, especially for the price that it was purchased for. I mean, cars cost more than what we paid for that property. True story. Moving on to 31907 Columbus, Georgia. This is a supply play. So entry prices are very low, and the rental demand from Fort Moore is constant. So you aren't gambling on a flip. You're looking at this like you are essentially buying an ATM. Not to say you gonna have $1 million coming to you, because this is not how this works. I'm not gonna sell you on that. This is not how it works. But the entry prices for Columbus, Georgia is so low, and then they have such a strong rental demand that it's definitely, in my head, like buying an ATM. And also, I do believe that they have reverted back to their old name of Fort Benning, but I'm not 100% sure. I just know the military base keeps the rental demand going. Okay. Let's see what else. The bottom line is, if you are ready to turn confusion into coins and questions into what? Close deals? You know what to do. Hit my line, 470-948-5545, or email me, lakia@lakiamac.com. As always, thank you so much for taking what was supposed to be 4 minutes out your day. It's probably 14 minutes right now. Taking that time out of your day to watch my YouTube video. I so appreciate you and all 52 of my subscribers. I gotta check and see if anybody unsubscribed, because that does happen. Anyway, until next time, I love you. Over and out.